lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbara not Barbara Jean's heart. With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Hey, welcome to Ranting with Ricardo. We are here to talk about them soaps, but before we get into all of that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, whether you like me or not. Don't forget to hit those links in the description box down below. Vote.gov and vote.org to make sure you're registered to vote. And if you live in a state where you can do same-day voting and registration, make sure you keep up to date with that, and also keep up to date with what's going on with who's on your ballots, what policies they're running off of, and what's going on around you. Just get out there and make sure you vote and practice your civic duty, because if it wasn't important, they wouldn't be trying to change the laws on you. They wouldn't be trying to mess things up and keep you from voting. But with that being said, let's get into them soaps. Really, this GH recap can be summed up this way. This week, for the rest of the week of GH, it was more focused on the fallout of this whole situation with Drew and Willow and Cody and the Holly and the Sasha of it all. And then, obviously, Kelly Monaco saying goodbye to the character of Samantha McCall, Morgan, Samantha McCall, Davis, Morgan, Kane, Morgan, Kane, yeah. Chashia had so many names, I can't even, sum it up. So we're just going to start with the fact that Holly is trying to make, peace and is trying to, do whatever she can to get Robert and Sasha on her side. But the issue is Sasha don't want nothing to do with her because, once again, Sasha had to say she went through hell, she's gone through hell and her mama wasn't there for her, on top of the fact that she's known who her father was this entire time. And even when Robert came back, to life and he was alive and not dead for the past 15 years like everybody thought so, and you being married to him on and off throughout all this time, again, why didn't you say anything about y'all having a daughter? Because this storyline is stupid, but okay. It would have made more sense if she was Bill Eckert's daughter, because that's who Holly was messing around with during the time that Sasha was born. But okay. So she's trying to get everybody on her side. Robert's not seeing it for her. Sasha's not seeing it for her. Sasha ends up, going to the bar, getting drunk. And she wakes up the next morning. Her and Michael have hooked up. Yeah. Her and Michael have done to do. And it's just like, ooh, we can't tell nobody. What are we going to do? We going to keep this under wraps. And Michael goes home and him and Willow talk. And I'm going to just say this. Michael got that dog in him. Because Michael, not only did he have sex with Sasha, he goes home and has sex, with Willow. And it's just like, are we looking at double pregnancies? Is he going to keep this to himself? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know, but it's going to get messy. And, Drew is trying to keep Cody from saying anything else about this whole Willow, Nina, situation. And he's like, I'll give you $100,000. Then it gets talked down to $50,000. And it's just like, that don't work, but we're going to see what happens. The cutest little moment happened, because obviously we're in Halloween, they're doing Halloween on, GH as well, is Georgie felt like she was too old to go trick-or-treating. So, the family had to sit her down and talk to her. Stay a kid for as long as you can, because, time is fleeting, all these things. And then they pay tribute to Kristen Storm with one of her most iconic characters, which is Xenon, girl of the 21st century. Yes, that's Xenon, and have her dressed up like Xenon. And Spinelli was like, I know who you are. And Kristen Storm, aka Maxie, was like, who is she? And Georgie was like, I'm Xenon, girl from the 21st century. And she's like, I don't know that movie. I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. And then we get into the sad part of everything. This is where Kelly Monaco's character, Samantha McCall, has a heart attack, and they're trying to do whatever they can to bring her back. Lucas is like, we're not giving up. She's not going to die. Just keep, doing compressions and shocking her and doing all that stuff. And they eventually have to call it, and Lucas is in pain. Jason had came to bring the kids to see Sam, but he sent them down to Bobby's because they're trying to figure out what's going on. And when they come out and they tell Alexis and Jason that Sam has passed away, Alexis lets loose. She was like, my daughter is not dead. My girl is not gone. If she was gone, I would feel it because I am her mother. Y'all not sitting up here telling me my child is gone. And when she goes in the room, she's like, oh, you're so cold. And, I just need to warm you up because then people don't know what they're talking about. And she's putting a blanket on Sam, and she's like coming to the realization that her baby is gone. And she was like, the last time I had to leave you in a hospital, I didn't have a choice in the matter. And it's like the same thing because remember, Alexis got pregnant when she was at boarding school by Julie and Jerome, and she was in her teens, and she had no choice in giving up Sam. She didn't have a choice, so she was like, last time I had to leave you at a hospital, I had no choice. And then this time, I have no choice because you're gone. And everybody's wondering, what do you mean she had a heart attack? What was going on with her heart? I don't think anything happened to her heart. I think she was either killed or somebody administered her a drug that would mimic death, and they're going to be holding her hostage somewhere. That's what I think is going to happen until they can figure out what to do with the character of Samantha McCall, because you just don't kill off this character and then think everything going to be good and everything going to be gravy. She got kids, she got ties to the community, she has family, it's not going to work. But the fallout of this is going to be hell for everybody. And Alexis is in there, she's just going off. She's asking God, why her? Why not me? Why not somebody else? Why her? And she's just so upset. So she goes out and she talks to Jason. And Jason, he goes in and he's saying his goodbye. And Steve, aka Jason, is crying, and they just running down the memories, and they're playing flashbacks. And he just says goodbye to her. And Alexis just wants to know what the hell happened. And Portia was like, well, with any surgery, there's a risk. But it was just like, she was fine. Everything checked out. Y'all were monitoring her. Something else had to happen. So then Rocco and Dante come up. And this is where they have to tell him, yeah, she's gone. And then, Laura comes in and Sonny, and Laura thinks it's Lulu, and Alexis has to say it's not Lulu, that it's Sam, and everybody's like, well, why is Laura, why did Laura automatically think it was Lulu? She's not the only person in the hospital. And it's just like, well, think about it. Dante and Rocco are crying. 9 times out of 10, she's not thinking there's something wrong with Sam. She's thinking something is wrong with Lulu, because Lulu had the most risk when it came to getting this surgery, because not only did she have cirrhosis of the liver, she also had a blood clot, and there was a probable chance that this transplant was not going to work, but they had to try. So automatically thinking, because she was still in critical condition, that Lulu died and not Sam, because Sam was fine. That's the whole thing that is going to be stressed. Sam was fine before everything happened. So then we get into, Dante saying goodbye to Sam. Rocco and Laura are leaning on each other and crying. And Rocco is blaming himself. Dante's blaming himself. And Laura has to talk to Rocco like, this is not your fault. And Sonny has to do the same thing for Dante, because everybody is blaming themselves for a choice that Sam made. Sam made the choice to donate her liver. She wouldn't have done so if she, knew that her heart was at risk. Once again, I don't believe that she's dead. I think somebody gave her a drug that mimicked death, or if she is dead, I think she was murdered. Okay, we're going to keep it pushing just like that. Jason and Elizabeth have a talk, and Elizabeth is just there for him and everything, and just giving him the words he needs, because he has to go explain to Scout and Danny that Sam has passed away. And he ends up running into Carly, and he tells Carly, and Carly was like, no. Once again, everybody's in denial. I know this is a whole it's not every specific thing that happened. This is just a quick recap, because everybody at this point is in denial that Sam has died, because she was fine. That is the issue. She was fine. There shouldn't have been any problems with her heart. So Jason was like, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go talk to Drew and tell him. She was like, okay. So Carly goes to talk to Drew and she tells him what happened. And, obviously he feels a way about it. And he's like, where's my daughter? And then we skip over to Jason, explaining to Danny and Scout that their mom had passed away. Now, Danny, immediately when, Jason started talking to him, you could tell that he knew something was going on. But Scout, she's just a little girl, so she's not comprehending, and it has to be explained to her, even broken down even more. And you could tell this was just sad as hell for everybody. It's just like, oh, so, ugh. It's so much. And eventually, Jason takes the kids back to the Quartermains, and Drew's waiting on Scout, and he's hugging his daughter and telling her he's here for her, and Jason's doing the same for his son, and Carly's just looking on like, child, what the hell? And Carly probably gonna blame herself too. She's probably gonna end up blaming herself too for this. And then we kick it over to the Davis girls arguing back and forth because once again, Molly thinks she knows best and that Christina is an all-around screw-up. Christina just wants to help and do the best she can, and she might not be the best and the brightest at everything like Molly is, but all she wants to do is help. So they're going back and forth when Alexis comes back in, and they're arguing. Alexis is like, can we not for today? Can we just not? Can y'all stop? And they're like, what's going on? So now Alexis has to explain to her daughters that y'all have been over here arguing and fighting with each other and causing all types of rigmarole. And y'all weren't able to be there for y'all sisters because y'all was so fucking selfish, arguing back and forth over something that while, other might, it's trivial at this point because y'all should have came together and not, been torn apart by the baby passing away. That y'all weren't able to stay with y'all sister and be with y'all sister for her last days. And the last memories that y'all sister had of y'all was y'all being selfish AF. Y'all sister has passed away. And Christina's in denial. And Molly is just like static. And they were like, no, that is not, no, her heart didn't give out. That is not how this works. And they're just running it down. It's just like, no, her heart gave out. And she had a heart attack. And y'all gonna have to come together because Alexis is about to spiral big time. But I had to agree with somebody. Somehow, some way, Molly is gonna try to make this Christina's fault, and it's gonna annoy the hell out of me because ultimately, or she's gonna make this Christina's fault as to why she wasn't there with Sam during her last days, and it's just like, no, this is both of y'all's faults. Had y'all come together and not been torn apart, and had Molly not been listening to TJ, old selfish ass, and just going along with what her father had to say, there would be no tear apart. There would have been, we come together and we heal from this and we go and get the therapy, and maybe we need to take time apart from each other, but we're going to heal from this. Instead, y'all want to argue and fight and do all this stuff, and y'all have alienated a lot of family members. So now what exactly is going to happen? Are y'all going to continue to do this until you alienate Sam's children? I don't know, but at this point, Sam is gone. A lot of people are blaming themselves, and we gonna have to see what's happening. And Sasha might end up pregnant, and Cody might end up getting his, his wrench sooner rather than later. But with that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't have no more to give y'all for GH. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. And if you didn't like it, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. And with that being said, make sure y'all get out there to vote, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.